Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hi everyone and welcome to Film Artsy, your number one source for all things films and movies, and Iron Man has been one of the biggest key players in both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel comic book universe. And Tony Stark is a character that a lot of people have really fallen in love with. Today, we are going to be actually looking back at some of the biggest moments and the overall evolution of Iron Man. But before we begin, if you like what we do on this channel, consider checking out our Patreon page. There's a link in the description down below. If you like all of the coverage that we've been doing on Marvel and other movies, we'd really appreciate your support on there to help fund this channel and open up the doors for new projects. So if you have a free minute and you have maybe a couple extra dollars that you'd like to help us out with, check out the link in the description down below. And there's some cool perks on there too, like shoutouts and stuff like that. Alright, let's get into the video. Iron Man's been around for well over 55 years, which is really cool. Iron Man made his original debut back in 1963 in a comic called Tales of Suspense, which was kind of more of an anthology series of characters and comics. This one introduced Iron Man and Tony Stark and actually was portrayed in the film Iron Man, the original one, pretty accurately as to showing off how the Iron Man suit was made, and they even used the original style of the suit at the beginning of the film.
I think you make it now.
The opening introduction to Tony Stark and Iron Man was pretty pivotal because it put this character who is extremely money driven and doesn't really look at the bottom line as to what his weapon sales are doing on humanity until he's put in the position directly. And Tony Stark was a great example of a character who turned 180 degrees on his life and world philosophy. In the comic books, the Iron Man suit mostly stays the same and turns gold at the foundation of the Avengers, which happens before Iron Man even has his own comic book series. While in the first movie, Tony Stark right away begins adjusting and making new variations of the Iron Man suit, eventually finding something that looks more closely to what the Iron Man suit became in the year 1965, when the classic gold and red armor was introduced. And while in the comics there was a couple of variations from a couple years earlier, the main suit from 1965 was kind of the color scheme and idea that went along with the design of Iron Man for a couple of years. There were a few modifications, like they added a nose piece to the character and then they took it away again. But the main gold and red suit was kind of the main suit Iron Man had all the way until 1988, when he kind of gets a new upgraded suit. During that time period though, between those two suits, there were definitely other versions of suits that were made, but mostly resembled the same style as the original, which is similar to what we see in Iron Man 2, where Tony Stark is constantly developing his Iron Man, and he's fighting to make sure that Iron Man isn't necessarily going to be a suit that is weaponized and belonging to any type of military. During the 90s in the comic books, the suits continued to change over time, kind of basing off of whatever storyline was given. Iron Man would have a new suit to fit it. However, up until around 2003 through 2006, the Extremis suit was introduced that kind of brought Iron Man into the most current modern day era before the movie series was created. And you can actually tell that the 2006 suit was also used as inspiration in the Avengers Iron Man suit.
Hold on. I got a nuke coming in. It's gonna blow in less than a minute. I know just where to put it.
After the events of the Avengers, Tony Stark's worldview dramatically changes from just looking at the world to looking on what exists beyond the world. And he has to deal with a lot of PTSD and anxiety from the events of Avengers, because intergalactic space aliens coming to try to destroy your world is kind of terrifying.
Wait a minute, Tony.
What are you saying?
Tony.
Sorry. Check out suit. Check the heart. Check the. Is it the brain?
No sign of cardiac anomaly or unusual brain activity.
Okay, so it's poison.
My diagnosis is that you've experienced a severe anxiety attack.
He also works on nano-chipping his suit into his own body so the suit can automatically come to him and attach, once again reiterating that he is Iron Man. And for the first time, we actually see this character genuinely scared and worried, and that makes him make some huge defensive moves in Avengers Age of Ultron, where he and Bruce Banner create Ultron.
Anybody remember when I carried a nuke through a wormhole?
No, it's never come up.
Save
No,
New York?
Never heard that.
Recall that? A hostile alien army came charging through a hole in space. We're standing 300 feet below it. We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the livelong day, but that up there, that's the end game.
But the creation of Ultron led to even more problems, which gave Tony Stark even more tremendous amounts of guilt, where he kind of realized that maybe the Avengers needed to be regulated, leading us into Civil War.
Sokovia.
Lagos. Okay, that's enough.
And ultimately, Tony Stark was right in having this fear for whatever was out there outside of Earth, because in Avengers Infinity War, when Thanos came, he was ready to an extent, having probably one of the best variations of the Iron Man suit we had seen, using nanotechnology. We have a feeling that, inspired by some of the events of Infinity War, Tony's new suit might have a special power that is inspired by the Infinity Gauntlet. But either way, Tony Stark has proven to be one of the most quintessential and important characters in the entire Marvel universe overall. He's brought so many characters into the spotlight, he's introduced so many cool elements, and he's definitely a character we strongly appreciate.
Yeah, big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Is it better to be feared or respected? And I say, is it too much to ask for both?
Leave a comment down below with what you think of Iron Man. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day. You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
We're not finished yet.
and then shawarma after.